Yeah, this is Robin from Back Pain Secret Podcast, and today's topic is how to heal your back pain through excellence. But before we do that, we're going to cue up the intro song. We're going to be right back.
So here's the important question. How can back pain sufferers like us, who don't want to use prescription drugs or go through surgery, heal our back pain? How do we live our daily lives in a way that allows us to go to work, take care of our families, enjoy life, and still manage our back pain? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Robin Wakeham, and welcome to Back Pain Secrets.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's topic is how to heal your back pain through excellence. Okay, I have been away for a bit. I was in the Dominican Republic with my family for a good 15 days. So I have a good tan here, got some beard on the go. Looking all sexy. Jesus Christ, I'm such a dork. Anyway, so today, as always, I have a story for you guys, and I'm going to talk about Kevin. Kevin is a made-up name. This is a patient I had a few years back, but it's a made-up name, and I've changed stuff around so you can't really recognize who it is. Anyway, Kevin was a 40-year-old man. He was in sales. He was married, had 2 kids, and he had back pain on and off for about 5 years. He had this, sometimes he had it in his lower back. Most times he had it in his buttocks, down his leg, and this shit started to irritate him even more when he was sitting a lot, and he'd been worked for the same company for 5 years, almost 7 years actually. And the only thing he had, he's telling me that he didn't make any progress, didn't make any progress in the company at all. He was just at the same level all the time, and he couldn't figure that shit out, and that created stress for him, because he had 2 kids, he had the family, he needed to make some more money, and he wanted to feel like he was contributing more and getting ahead a bit. Also his marriage, he'd been married for about 6 or 7 years, and they weren't really fighting or anything, but they were just was no spark there. They were more or less like best friends, and he felt he didn't have a good feeling around that. And also the most thing that he had very I should say, he felt bad around it. He didn't have any energy for his kids. He had these 2 kids. I think they were 8 or 9 years old, 2 boys, and they were full of energy, but he didn't have any energy to get shit done with them. He was just going through motions all the time, just doing his own thing, just trying to get through the day, and he understood that wasn't good at all. So externally, guys, he was angry. Kevin was an angry dude, big time. And this anger was more or less, he was telling me that he was afraid, but the anger, it was some kind of a shield. So whenever someone tried to talk to him or tried to give him some feedback or something, he was always angry. He was angry at his kids. He was angry at his wife. He was angry at work. He was angry at his family, like his mom, his grandma. He's just always fuming, And the 2 things he had, Kevin, to comfort him, that made him feel good was actually that he was eating and drinking. He ate too much. He always took seconds. He never just had the 1 plate of food. He always had two plates of food, and he drank too much. He drank for comfort. So whenever he got home, he ate and drank. That's basically what he did. He was watching sports in front of the TV. So he came home, and this is a good tip for all you guys. When you come home to your wife, show some energy. I know you are tired. You had a hectic day. You had all these demands. But when you come home, you need to spark things up. Open that door and just scream out, "I'm home, honey. I'm home. I'm home." Give us a kiss. Okay. You need to put some energy into it, because if you don't do that, it's just going to go stale. You really need to put some energy into that. So I try to do that every night when I get home, So I gave him that tip as well. So anyway, but he was more or less right now watching sports, eating, drinking. And when he wasn't looking at the sports or he was doing the sports, and he was also on his phone checking out the news. And that also, all those news just confirmed that the world was in chaos. Okay. The world was in chaos. and shit was going down, and there was no hope. He's just getting more and more negative, watching the news, giving negative remarks about how messed up everything was. But internally, he hated himself. He really hated himself because he's so irritated that he wasn't doing better. He wasn't a good role model for his wife. He didn't feel like he could provide for her and the kids. He didn't provide for them, like, emotionally and financially. He wanted to take them on trips. He wanted to take them to play basketball. He wanted to do all that. But when he came home, he was so exhausted that he just wanted to sit in front of the TV. He also felt afraid for not feeling be able to compete at work. A lot of these guys at his work were younger. They were hungry. They were up and they were very active, and he felt like he was, like, not able to keep up with them. He started out, like, to avoid his boss, avoid his wife, like, avoid emotionally. He didn't really talk with his wife. He more or less just hid behind the TV. He was missing the stuff that was going on in the kitchen when they were eating and cooking, and the wife was out chatting with the sons. He was just for himself in there, and he felt like he was in his shell, but he couldn't break free. So he actually started to avoid his friends as well. He didn't really go out that much. Whenever they called, he didn't take their calls, and he always make excuses whenever they had something on the go. And he spent minimum time with his kids because he felt like he didn't have the energy or the he didn't want to get angry with them. So he just start to avoid them, which is horrible, because part of parenting, I think it was like Woody Allen or someone said like this, half to be a good parent, half of the job is just showing up. You don't need to be at your best at all times. You just need to show up, and you need to put some effort in it, but you definitely need to show up. And he wasn't even showing up now. So Kevin was really feeling disappointed in himself. Also, he didn't work out at all. He didn't work out at all, and that was also really irritating him because he was in constant pain, and the only thing he did for his back pain, that was taking painkillers. And at this moment, he didn't really know what the pain was about. He didn't really understand why he had pain. He hadn't gone to a physiotherapist, not a doctor, no nothing. He was just taking painkillers and drinking alcohol, and thought it would go away. But it had been that for like 5 years. So he hit kind of a wall. A few months in here, he had a big project coming up at work, a big 3-month project, really heavy hitting with some sales stuff. I didn't know the details, but he was very upset about this because he felt like all these younger guys were so much better than him. They had more energy, they were sharper, they were quicker, and he felt left behind. And his back was also killing him because the stress when he was thinking about all this work he had in front of him, and also needed to sit down and be at the desk more, that back pain just increased the stress, and he needed to take more painkillers, and he wasn't exercising, he was sleeping badly. And in the middle of this, this always happens as well. When shit is going down, there's never just one thing or two things. There are always like three or four things. So in the middle of this, when his back was killing him, he had this big project. The wife started to talk about their relationships, and want them to go to a couples therapy to sort some shit out, to try to mend their relationship. And this was about the time he came to me, and it was, we talked about his back pain and everything, but really what he needed to do is just to talk. He didn't really talk to anyone. He didn't talk to his wife. He didn't talk to his friends. He didn't talk to anyone. So this was the stuff that came up, and we started to discuss it, and the plan we made for him, because I've been in similar situations as well. I was a man in his around his age, and I like, you have different stuff going on at work. I have kids, I have a wife, and life goes through different challenges, and it was hard. So anyway, I told him, we're going to make a plan for it. I'm going to help you out the best I can. So I told him, in any competitive situation, you need to seek out your opponent. You really need to seek out your opponent. At your job right now, your opponent is your boss. That's your boss. And with your spouse, okay, your spouse isn't your opponent, but you need to go to couples therapy. That's your opponent right here. You need to sort that shit out. You need to go there and do it. So no matter like so he had this kind of epiphany. We worked this out. No matter how they treat you, how they treat you, how the wife treats you, how your boss treats you, whoever, there's one thing you can earn the respect, and it's to win, through excellence. Okay, to go beyond whatever they think you could do. And I told him, if you don't own this, and you don't like really get on top of this, you'll probably lose your job. I told him, you don't need to go around just lying to yourself. You're probably going to lose your job. If you don't take care of your marriage, you're probably going to get divorced. Okay, and if you don't start to connect with your kids, chances are that they won't be around. They will just find the stimulation in their friends or other parents or family members, but you're going to be left behind. Okay, and if you're just going to start to continue to take painkillers day out and day in without doing any exercise, that's really going to mess your back up, and you're not going to be around. Okay, so you really need to pull your shit together. You got to stop lying to yourself and face it that you're in deep shit right now, and you need to step up, man. So the conflict he had, Kevin, was that I told him, you see everyone as trying to tear you down, but right now you need to do everything they want you to do, and excel in that. Really over deliver on all those different aspects. And this means, Kevin, that you need to put in the time. Okay, you need to put in the time to get this done. You need to wake up early. You need to stop watching TV. You need to stop drinking, stop taking the pills, go for walks. You need to watch the news 80 or 90% less. Turn that shit off. And you need to focus. And for you, Kevin, right now, you need to focus on this project. That's the thing that you really need to focus on. You really need to focus on your wife and your kids, okay? And you need to focus on your back. That's your three main concerns, okay? All the other shit that's going on, there is stuff going on that's going to try to grab your attention. But for you right now, Kevin, that's the three main points you need to focus on, okay? And he understood that. So he was doing this, for off and on, and he came and saw me once in a while, but 12 months after we had the initial contact, he came back and he was very happy. It was a very different man that I met. First off, he had a big smile on his face. He wasn't hunched over anymore. He was actually standing more up straight. His back was better. He was exercising every morning. He was going for his walks. He was also going to the gym once or twice a week, and he went with his wife. He'd been into basketball growing up, so he actually was not the main trainer, but like a health trainer for his kids' basketball team, So that made them, they had a connection. And he actually got promoted at work, and he was so happy regarding this, and he was telling me that he was putting in more hours, but even though he worked and was active 50% more than he used to be, he had more energy because he felt like the stuff that he was doing was meaningful. When he went to the gym with his wife, he felt it was meaningful. When he woke up early to have a walk for his back, it reduced his back pain. And all of the stuff that he did on a daily basis now, he understood why he was doing it, and he was reaping the rewards. Okay. So the transformation Kevin did was awesome. first off, he took all the negativity that was around him, the boss that was breathing down his neck, and the wife that was wanting him to go to therapy, and the kids that was more or less just thought he was a horrible dad. He turned all of that around, and he used that as fuel, okay, to become stronger, to become better, to really focus on the most important things in his life and deliver on that. And I was very, very proud of him. And this is something that, everyone, no matter what you're going through in life, you need to cut away all the unnecessary shit that's going on. Just focus on the most important things in your life. It's hard, but usually you reach this point when shit goes down in your life, and you kind of wake up. It's like you're getting slapped, you need to wake up and focus. So most of all, he regained respect for himself as a man, as a husband, and as a parent. So that's today's tip. Whatever you're going through, it could be like a sickness, it can be relationships, it can be work related, it can be family related, all stuff that's going on. You need to make sure that you step up, decide what's most important in your life, and then really go in and excel at it, okay? Because whatever they think about you, if you excel, you over deliver, they have to respect you, okay? Guys, if you enjoy these episodes, continue to watch, okay? And guys, remember, you're just one step away from healing your back pain. Bye-bye.
Want more back pain secrets? Then go ahead and get your free copy of my best-selling book, Back Pain Secrets, at backpainsecrets.com. Inside this book, you will find my top secrets to healing your back pain without prescription drugs or surgery that have helped thousands of other people just like you.